Yo, what's up, guys? Not sure here, and today I have two quick games for you, maybe three, maybe four, depending on how I feel as I'm doing these. But yeah, this is gonna be just some more of my dailies. This is gonna be me using Havencraft. Just 1 second, let me check something. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, so this is going to be me using Havencraft. Now, the list I'm using is not actually one of mine. It's actually a list that was provided to me by HS Sisney. Or sorry, by HSK Sisney. Sorry about that. So we're just going to go and look at the deck real quick. It's pretty simple. It's Aegis Haven. There's not really anything to talk about here. Alright, so on to the games. Oops. You might be wondering why I would choose to play Aegis Haven over something like Seraph. Seraph has some problems, and that some games you can get bursted down just a little bit too hard, and 8 mana do nothing is very, very difficult to do when you're under the back foot a lot of the time. Alright, so let's go and go to the games. Now, these two will be versus Shadow. These are some very, very close games. And then the first one, my opponent misplays, and the second one, I misplay. Well, I don't even misplay it, like, so much as it was just like, I straight up just BM'd and I almost got punished for it. Alright, so I tossed back everything just because Shadow plays pretty aggressive early. I know the other class that plays 1-drops and 2-drops. So he's most likely gonna have Skull Beast here, and if he does, that'll be a problem for me because it'll mean that I can't just be like, oh, 2 mana to do nothing for 3 turns. I do get a very, very good hand, just because I have 4, 5, 6, 7, and that I'll probably play Tribunal on 4, March Hare on 5, Garuda on 6 to trigger March Hare, so I can use the second Eva on the March Hare, which should be able to clear up to 4 minions if I want from that play. And then Curate on 7 in order to heal off any residual damage that I took. However, because he played the Sparta, I now know that he is playing mid-range Shadow. Now, there could be some merit to him playing Nep Shadow. Like, for example, when he played that Kaiser, I was like, what the fuck is this Nep? Like, now here you might be wondering, why did you pass? The reason why I passed was because I didn't feel that much pressure on me yet, and because I really want that scripture to go onto the carrot. However, it is arguable that I did misplay there by doing that. Now here he goes Demon Eater on his carrot. I don't think he needed to draw that quickly, especially if next turn he wants to play Cerberus, but maybe that's just me. Alright, so I do get a better foreplay in that Tina, and Tina will let me go ahead and remove 4 power off of his board. It'll also be at enough HP that he either has to zombie party it, or he has to Evo into it. However, it is worth noting that right now, I'm almost at that sweet spot of Serve Phantom Power range. I'm not going to be able to heal for another 3 turns. This is very, very important, as you'll see in a second, because he does have the Serve. Like, he has the Serve, and is willing to just mill himself a card for no reason. And here, when he goes Serve Evo, that is 4,000% a misplay. 4,000%. This is why. I already want to clear your board with an Evo. However, if you Evo this way, you're still exactly 2 damage off of Phantom Howl range. If you, like most times when you play Serb, you should already know in your head, okay, I want to set up for Phantom Howl lethal. How best do I do this? I'm already going to clear your board anyway, just because I'm under a lot of pressure. So there's no so in this case, there's no particular reason to fight for a board. Now, as you might know, people haven't been running Radiance Angel in a while, so the only heal that Haven has is at 7. Like, unless you're running Alana, in which case it could be whatever, but I've clearly shown you that I'm not Alana. It's just because I'm pretty sure Alana doesn't play Tina. So by him fighting for board, and because I see the serve, I already know. Okay, well, I gotta play around Phantom Howl. So I go Marcher, as I said I would, and the Marcher is really great just because the Marcher will be at 5 HP, which will mean that, and the only big natural creature that Shadow has is Ektar and Cerberus, so it's gonna be difficult for him to clear it. But here he just goes for the Phantom Howl play. I'm just like, what? That's not lethal, friend. Yeah, he just goes for the Phantom Howl, just drops his just drops his hot sticky load on me for no reason, and yeah, but doesn't kill me. And this is important because I was 100% out of this game, but he's now giving me a chance to get back into this game. Just because the only thing that kills me if I ward is exactly second Cerberus. Well, second Cerberus and some very interesting shenanigans, but like it's gonna be hard from the breakthrough ward because he used up his last Evo to make that play. Now again, I don't think he needed to make that play just then. He could have waited. He could have been a little bit patient. There was no reason to rush, just because if I'm Seraph, you still have plenty of time to kill me. If I'm Aegis, you can still outvalue me with Ektar. But anyway, I go ahead and ward up, and I also go ahead and dogma my Arya. So next turn I'll have a full board in play, and this is nice because he plays Zombie Party, and I can contest all of the zombies, and if I want to, keep my ward up. However, because I'm at 7 mana, I just go and clear the full board, and I go ahead and heal back up to 7. Now it was already very, very hard for him to kill me from 2. How the fuck does he kill me from 7? He'll now need exactly double Grimnir to do that. He does have Ektar for 12, but that does train up the entirety of his Shadow Bank, and he can't even full clear because he gave me an Evo earlier. He does trade anyway to set up a premeditated second clear. However, that does play into Tribunal for him doing that. So right now, my opponent just never comes back into this game. Just never. He finally plays out the long-awaited carrot that I was so afraid of. It's a fucking triple Ektar. Seems good. And it still has to clear because he's that far behind. Now, it doesn't matter what he does because I have enough burn damage in my hand across 3 turns that as long as I just keep warding up and protecting my face, he doesn't win. Alright, now that last turn, just to be super safe, what I could / should have done is I should have gone Tin Soldier Evo, ping his face, then play Heavenly Hound. Now again, you might be going, oh, well that plays into Grimnir. Well, it's better to play into Grimnir than to not play around like I ran a Bahamut, just because you never know with some people. Some people just like putting in that at 13-13 World Ending Dragon just cause. Now, again, that might seem like a poor thing. However, again, you never really know. Some people have some pretty off-the-wall fucking combos for no reason. Like, for example, a more realistic one is that right there, I could have died to a combination of Myth plus Tyrant, because that would have been 13 damage. But if I had a ward in the way, suddenly he can't go for that play. But anyway, the damage was done, and thankfully, because I healed that one time for 5 HP, that was enough to keep me alive and let me take the win. Again, this all could have been avoided because I'm pretty sure that the Phantom Howl was not a top deck for my opponent. Yeah, actually, I know it wasn't a top deck for my opponent because he had 9 cards in hand. So you should. And this is why I say when I talk about planning your steps several turns ahead in the future, just because. If you already know the play that you're 100% going to make, especially when you're forced into making that play because you won't get any new information by drawing any new cards, because like, again, he was at 9 cards in hand, so the next card he was going to draw was automatically going to be discarded. that they should try to play in it to play in such a way that you can best fulfill your timeline. Your time plan and your blueprint for success. All right, so on to the next game. This game is also really scary. Actually, I lied. All 4 of these games were all super scary, including the blood game I lost, because that one was just god bats. Anyway, so this one is also versus Shadow. At first, I thought it was the same guy just because that has happened to me before, where if I win a game and I hit like reheal like immediately and unranked, that they'll pair me up with the same opponent. Alright, so I kept the Snow White there just because Snow White is arguably like top 5 best 2-drop in the game. It's a 2-drop that can test other 2-drops. The only other 2-drop that I can't actually contest on its own is Boy Who Cried Wolf, and that's only because of Boy Who Cried Wolf's effect. Anyway, I get a very good hand. I have a 2, I have a 3. I just need a 4, and then I'm set. But he does have double Skull Beast now, like, and they're both animated, so now I'm having some nightmares. Just because a funny story was that I think it was like 2 or 3 months ago, like 2 months ago, where there was a picture of that someone like showed me of like the second highest, or I think the highest mid shadow rated player at that time, who was able to resolve like triple 1-drop, and it's like, oh yeah, the triple Skull Beast turn 2. What do you do? Alright, now here I have the scripture for the Chimera. Alright, so there's not that many targets for free description in this matchup. I mean, there are to an extent, but generally you're gonna want to aim for a Chimera, Attendant of Night, and then Lurching Corpse. In this case, I decided to use it immediately on the Chimera, because Chimera by himself represents 3 shadows. Additionally, if I don't clear it this turn and my opponent has Erd, which is a card that some shadow players do, then suddenly that one body suddenly becomes 6 bodies and 6 shadows, and gives them all the tools in the world that he needs to chip me down and just poke me to death before I can Themis him. And I just go face it with my Snow White. Now you might be thinking, oh, well, did you have to go face? And the answer is no, I actually did not. Something that I could have done is I could have bumped into one of his 1-2s. Now that does play into if he wants to bump me back and then play Zombie Party or then play Necro Assassin. However, I think I'm fine if he decides that he wants to do that, just because next turn I'll be drawing 3 cards to my Sacred Plate, which is going to be popping. Additionally, it's less scary than if he just like floods out his board or plays a problem creature like that. Alright, now here I evolve just because I don't have a choice anymore. There is some merit to me evolving the Heavenly Hound. However, what I'm setting up for is to put a word in my face, so that way he has to pop his Attendant, right? Sorry, not has to, but he's going to feel motivated to. And I can set up for a full clear with March Hare's Tea Time. The combination of March Hare's Tea Time into Garuda, into Themis, into second Themis, should be enough removal that as long as they don't take any more trip damage, or as long as he doesn't have Absurd Phantom Hell, that should be able to survive multiple Ektar. And now I'm just waiting for my I'm honestly just waiting for my Aegis. So he makes the trade. Then plays a second one. I was like, shit, really? He does evolve the second one, which is actually really good for me because it plays into exactly what I want him to do. And then he plays on Demon Eater as well. So I go ahead and bump. Then Snow White triggers. This, by the way, is part of why Snow White's broken, because like when you evolve, you get a 4/6. That's insane. And I go March Hare. Now the March Hare is nice because the March Hare by itself is a 5-drop that removes 8 damage on the board. That is insane. He can clear this off with Zombie Party, or he can play Cerberus here. I don't really care what he does. He does opt to go for Lurching Corpse into Soul Conversion to draw even more cards. This, by the way, is part of why I like. It's part of why I really like Mid Shadow right now. Just because like if you can make it to like turn 5 intact, you can suddenly start like drawing a billion cards and just be so far ahead of your opponent. Like he's already so he's already 2 cards ahead of me now. But he has 4 more draw 2 cards in his deck, and I only have 2 more in my deck, so there's a higher chance that he reaches his before I reach mine. He has a pretty low tempo turn this game, or low tempo turn this game. Sorry about that. However, this does set him up perfectly for the dreaded Ektar for 12 Shadows. Now, Ektar for 12 Shadows is just really good, just because like it fills up your entire board. You get you essentially get a 12/8 rush across 4 bodies, and then if you also have an Evo, you get even more rush and trading capabilities. Now, I do have the Themis in my hand, but like this is no less more annoying than what I'd like him to be doing, especially because. Sure, he can. Alright, because if he had gotten one less zombie, what I could have done was I could have just played Tribunal. However, I now no longer can do that, so I have to give him a Themis. I don't want to take the 50-50 of whether or not the Tribunal snipes the Ektar or if it snipes the zombie, just because it doesn't really matter to me in the long run. Just because I've already traded for 1 Ektar. I have a Themis for a second one if he does have it. And then I also have like Tribunal plus double Hollow Dogma if that happens as well. He plays the second Bone Camera, but because that's all he played, that was pretty low tempo, and that lets me go ahead and play that lets me go ahead and play Curate here. It's important to remember when you get free turns versus when you have conditioned, which is when you have conditioned / conditional turns, and which you have to actually answer the board. Now, I'm expecting him to want to have either second Ektar here or something like that, just because he's drawn a lot of cards and he's holding on to quite a few cards right now. So if I don't play the Curate here, I will most likely never get another chance before this game ends. Here, he plays on Haunted House, and then starts making some plays. He goes Necrosass to pop my Curate, gets 2 more zombies, gets a Ghost, pings me for 1, and then plays Soul Conversion. Now, okay, so me personally, I think he should have played Soul Conversion on one of his skeletons, but maybe that's just me, just because I really value that immediate face damage. Additionally, you're getting more shadows for Ektar because again he just drew 4 cards. So and here, yes I know he drew 4 cards. However, if I'm going to play Aegis, which I have to play it if I want to win this game, just because I was not able to chip him down at all, so I need the Aegis to be able to hit his face twice so I can win. I have to play the Aegis here. He can have Ektar, but the Ektar will not kill me by itself. He does unfortunately have the Ektar and goes and hits me for 13, but 13 is not 15, so I'm alive at 2. An important thing to remember is that right now most mid shadow players are not playing Grimnir, so the only thing that kills me now is if he has Serb, or if he has Serb, or if he does randomly have the Grimnir, or if he has some combination of Immortal Thane plus another draw 2 card. Just because if he has that, he can ping me for 2 immediately before I can contest that. He is back at 12 shadows per Ektar, so this is still a bit of a problem. And I just go face. Alright, so here he plays out Soul Eater. Now you might not know what Soul Eater what Soul Eater does. It's a very old card. Basically, whenever you blow up another follower, restore 2 defense to your leader, and that's basically supposed to combo off with Haunted House as well as all the other self-destroy effects he has. Just because it's a little bit of extra healing, and every bit of healing goes a long way in this game. Then he plays Necro Assassin so he can get another zombie, and now this is very close because I'm alive. Alright, so I'm alive at 1, and I mean he's dead, but here I do something very dumb. I I wanted to BM by blowing up his board and then killing him. However, that's a misplay, and this is why. Because of the Soul Eater, if I lose this 50-50, if I choose to play Tribunal into Gruda, then he's gonna heal for 2, and then he'll be at 1 HP. Now he's drawn a billion cards, and I don't doubt that there's any way they wouldn't be able to just like magically blow up his board with the second Haunted House and then hit me for lethal. So it's very important that I don't BM here. But I do BM. I go for the 50-50 for some. I don't know what possessed me to do this, but I decided to do it. I get punished for it. He's at 1. Granted, he doesn't have a board, but it's very hard to say that after having drawn so many cards that there's no way he can't kill me. But somehow I get lucky and he can't kill me, so I win. So again, that game was really good on both ends until I decided to muddy it up by misplaying it. Not misplaying, by BMing at the end for no reason. Which again is part of why you need to be careful if you decide to BM. Although, granted, let me just straight up say this: even though I just did this, you should not BM at all. Just because it's one of those, you should be thinking about how you might feel if your opponent decides to BM you. Just because there are a lot of BMers in this game, and you don't want to be like adding to the problem. You want to be like part of the solution. But yeah, that was definitely a back and forth game, and I'm honestly kind of sad that he didn't win that. Not because of the BM, but just because like he put me through so much bullshit. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Go ahead and leave a like if you did. Let me know what you think about Haven or what you think about Shadow down in the comments below, and I'll